Hi guys, this is Jam. Welcome to Jam's Adventures. Appreciate you guys. Just wanted to give you guys an update. You know, we were working on this stump out here and talking about digging up your roots and digging up an old tree stump that was just a big heavy waste and rotten, and it represented, you know, internal struggles and internal strife and traumas, and the roots represented all that, the anger and all the excess stuff inside of us. And we've been talking about that, you know, and right now I'm pretty much at the lowest point in my life. Most people in my family don't want to talk to me right now, and people are mad at me, and I'm struggling to figure things out, and trying my best to root out all the heavy baggage inside of me. But at the same time, you know, my family, a lot of people in my family are throwing darts at me, and it's hard, you know. So I'm trying to just keep moving forward. The last 4 nights I was in the hospital with my dad because he died of cancer this morning at 3 o'clock. So his last night of his life I got to spend with him, and you know, I had prayed for him to have peace, and he did. He had peace last night, but the 3 nights before he didn't. It was the last 3 nights were hell, and I had to sit there and listen to him suffer and be in pain, and finally he got put into a hospice facility where they took better care of him and calmed him down, and he had peace last night, and I was there with him and got to say prayers with him and talk to him a little bit before he died. So my heart's broken, and it's not just that my heart's broken, it's also that right now, you know, my wife is my best friend, and she's not talking to me right now because of some things that happened between us, and it's hard, you know, because she's my best friend and I love her, and sometimes it's hard. You know, my wife called me a monster, and to hear your wife call you a monster, because I had anger issues, and I had anger issues because of trauma, which is the whole reason we were talking about this stupid stump that we've been digging up. But the last lesson we talked about was that, you know, I started digging this stump out, and it was just so big. The more I dug this stump, the roots themselves, there was just these huge roots coming off of the stump, bigger than this one, but this is the only root really left. But there was just all these roots that were coming up out of this stump, and this stump was so big, and the more I dug, the more roots there were, and the big huge roots were just as big as trees. And I dug and dug and dug and tried to dig around it, and then I tried to burn it by drilling holes on top of it and pouring kerosene on it, and I tried burning it. And after burning it for 8 hours and you know, soaking it in kerosene for 2 days, I quit. It didn't even make a dent in it. So, you know, sometimes we try so hard to make a dent in our own personal problems and our own internal struggles, and we don't get very far. So I had to ask someone with a grinder to come, and the gentleman came with his grinder, and he grinded this stump up, and you can see he got rid of all of the roots other than that one right there, and he dug it up really good and got rid of that stump. And it was just, I mean, it was so deep. And now all that's left is just to cover up this hole and to let this grass cover it up so it'll look like the rest of the yard. So it'll be covered up again. So just like in my trauma in my life, you know, I couldn't do this by myself. I tried to dig all this trauma up, but I'm still trying, and I'm still struggling, and I need help. So, you know, I'm having to go to therapy and work things out and try to get things worked out with my wife. And when my dad died, it's just been really hard, and it's a struggle. So sometimes you do need help, and you can't do it all yourself. So it's okay. You know, if you need help, ask for help and get help, just like this tree stump. I couldn't do it. And then, you know, we need to find someone that's going to help me push all this dirt back in and cover this up and replant some grass seed, which is, you know, you got to, once you dig all that old crap outside of you, you got to replace it with something good. So you replace something good inside of you, and then, you know, you've got to fill that hole in with good stuff and plant more grass, which would represent, you know, good feelings and good things that are going to not be trauma anymore. And that's what I'm trying to do, and it's hard. This is the lowest point in my life. It's the lowest point it's ever been. So every day is a struggle right now, you know, just not having my best friend, my wife, and not having really any other friends, and just going through all these struggles and no one understanding how much pain I'm in right now. And I know that my family's in pain because of my dad dying, and I'm struggling, and I'm supposed to be strong for everyone else right now, and it's just hard. It's hard to be strong when you're at your weakest, but I'm trying to push through. And I hope that that's encouragement for you guys, that you just got to push through somehow. And you know, my story's not over. My story still has a long way to go, and I'm sure your guys' does too. But just keep pushing forward. So, you know, right now I just wanted you guys to see that we got the stump removed, but there's still a hole there. There's still a hole, even after you remove all that drama, which I have. I've removed a lot of my trauma, and I've realized how it made me angry and sad and depressed and anxiety, and I got rid of all that. But now, you know, there's other stuff going on, and even though I got rid of all that and I was ready to forgive other people and ask other people to forgive me, they're not ready to forgive me. So now there's just a big hole, an empty hole, and it makes you numb, and I'm numb. So, you know, I'll keep you guys updated on this stump as we get it filled in and we get someone to come and help us fill it in, or either I'm going to come out here and fill it in with a shovel, whichever way it goes. But we'll keep you updated on that on the next part. Once again, I appreciate you guys.